Good morning, friends. I welcome you to the class of Object Oriented Programming using C++. I am your instructor Namit Khanduja from Gurukul Kangdi Vishwavidyalaya, Haridwar. So, the topic for today is memory management. When we are running a program, we need to understand in what type of memory and how the memory is being used by the program. So, the memory is divided into 7 parts. Each part has individual requirements and use. These are CLRs, stack segment, free memory heap, BSS segment, data segment, and text code segment, text or code segment. Let me explain you. Code segment contains machine instructions to be executed. All the machine code after the compilation goes into code segment. Like in Linux, a.out is there. It is the machine instructions will go into code segment. Data segment contains initialized static variables, static global variables, and constants. That is, variables that are not declared inside any function and are available and accessible throughout the lifetime of the program under execution. It is further divided into two segments. Initialize read-write area, which contains initialized variables that can be manipulated during program. Second part is initialize read-only area, which contains initialized variables that cannot be manipulated. All uninitialized global and static variables are kept in BSS segment. So this is code segment, this is data segment, this is BSS segment. And data segment is further divided into two. Initialize read write and initialize read only. The uninitialized variables, global variables, are initialized to 0 in BSS segment. Then we have heap memory. Heap memory is used for dynamic memory allocation with new and delete operator. Free memory is the area in which heap can grow. One point to be noted is only heap can increase in size during the program execution. Next we have stack segment, which contains stack frames for each function call. A stack frame contains function calls, function arguments, local variables defined inside a function and which are available till the end of the function in which they are defined. Address of the instructions after the function call. That is, address where to return the function call and start doing the next work. Right? Next is command line arguments, or the command line arguments and the environmental variables are set in first section. Stack is used for runtime to call the functions. Free memory is the expandable memory. Whenever the program requires more memory, this area is used. Heap memory is for dynamic memory allocation. BSS segment, all uninitialized global and static variables are there. Initialized static global and constant variable are in data segment, and compiled machine instructions are in code segment. Sometimes stack overflow may occur if there are many stack frames due to the bad recursion. Bad recursion means that you have done multiple calls to a function and it is not getting exhausted. So stack at one time will fill up and give a stack overflow error. Let us understand how these segments are used by an example. Here is the example. We have a variable called sum, constant integer which is initialized, a variable num which is initialized, a function square which returns the square of a function, and a function SOS, square of sums. That is, if you pass two variables, it will sum it and then return the square it, then the return square of it. Actually, it does call this function. These are added and this function is called to get the value. We have main, we have argc, which is argument count, and character pointer argv. It is an argument vector which stores the strings passed by the command line. So argument count basically counts how many how many command line arguments you have passed and what arguments are there are stored in here. This is the count and this is the vector which has the command line arguments. We have a variable called, don't look at this, this is just a typing error. I should be smaller. We have a variable z equal to 2. We are outputting the value of square of z by the function call, and we are again calling SOS function, that is square of some function with 2 arguments which will be passed during runtime as command line arguments. So let us see. So as soon as the execution occurs, the sum, that is this variable which is uninitialized, goes to BSS segment and is assigned as 0. Second, num. This num is assigned to the read write area. Data segment has 2 parts, read write area and read only. Read write area is read write area, num goes to read write area. This constant avj goes to the read only area of the data segment. Now when the program begins, program will begin from main. I suppose that we have passed the 2 arguments to the function. First of all, z will be there. So what will happen to stack? Main will be loaded, z will be loaded. Right? All variables, all local variables, function arguments, these are stored in the stack frame. This is a stack frame for the main function. It also has the address where to return after the execution of main. Right? Main calls another method called square z. Right? Z is passed to it. X is loaded. Another stack frame for square method is loaded with the value of x and the return address to main. Once this completes, this stack frame will be removed from the memory. It will go to the second line. The SOS function will be loaded, and A and B and P will be loaded. Right. This a new stack frame was created for SOS with 2 parameters and a local variable. This will call square method. Right. Again a stack frame will be created. X will be used. This function will be executed, and the return it will go to SOS. So this is the square function has completed. It has returned to the SOS function. Now SOS function will complete and it will return to main. And at last main will return and the function of executed, and the whole program goes out of scope. As soon as the program out of goes, the sum, num and average will also out of scope. I hope you understand this. Thanks for watching.